During the real estate crash of 2008, our next guest lost her home to foreclosure and had to file bankruptcy. But 5 years later, she is a self-made millionaire, and she did it by starting a home-based business. Businesswoman and author Tracey Walker joins us this morning. I'm so proud to have you here.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure.
What an inspirational story, and I think you are going to set a great example for people out there who are going through tough times. So first, let's tell everybody a little more about your story and just how you decided to start over with a home-based business.
Yeah, well, you know, the real estate business was great.
Yeah.
And we did extremely well. But after the market crashed, I mean, literally all of my deals were stuck in the pipeline. Buyers could not get lenders and loans, and so we couldn't have any closings.
Oh yeah, people were flipping and buying pre-construction,
Yes.
and everything just changed. So what factors should people consider then when they also want to start a home-based business like you decided to do?
Yeah, well, the number one thing is you have to really understand whether or not you have the flexibility. The average person is still working a full-time career or a job, and being able to put in at least 2 to 3 hours a day is going to be major.
Yeah.
Another big thing is the startup cost.
Yes.
Now, this isn't work at home, do things for free.
Right.
It's like a franchise. You have to have some investment, some capital to get things going, and then some ongoing education. It's going to be important that you have some funds set aside to have education to keep you abreast of what's happening in the market.
Absolutely, and you did that, and you started. So how did you start your business?
Well, I actually got a phone call from a very good friend of mine who was a mortgage banker at the time, and he goes, listen, we've got to find a way to supplement our income. And so I saw a presentation, basically, about how to market online and how you can take a passion or a hobby and get the word out about it. And when you learn some very specific strategies, you can actually generate an income, and it can be very lucrative.
Yes, and you are a perfect example of that. So let's talk about that. What is the trick to starting and having that successful home-based business?
Well, I think there's 5 things. There's 5 tricks.
Okay, I'm ready.
The first thing is that you have to decide whether you really have the desire to be your own boss. You know, there's no one telling you what to do.
Yes.
There's no one making you get up early in the morning, and there's no one holding your hand, so to speak. So you have to have self-initiative.
You have to have that, because otherwise the accountability factor is gone.
That's right. You've got to be accountable for yourself.
True.
The second thing is you've got to find a mentor, someone who's already gone down the road that you want to go, and actually learn from them. It's
really good advice. Really good advice. And what would the third tip be?
The third thing would be do what they tell you to do.
Okay, yeah.
The average person will find a mentor. They say, okay, I'm going to do everything you say, and then they do the complete opposite. And then they wonder why they don't get the results that they want.
That is such a true point. It is so true. And what would the fourth one be?
The fourth thing is literally you have to create a feasible game plan for success.
So you have to be realistic,
You got to be realistic. You know, if you want to make $5,000 in a month, that's great. But if you want to make $30,000 in a month and you've never done this before, to put yourself under the gun to have that done in 30 days, it's kind of not real. So having a feasible, realistic game plan is going to be critical.
That is so true. Yeah, you don't want unpractical goals, because then you don't achieve them.
Exactly.
And then you get let down and not as motivated. So, and then what would your fifth and final one be?
The fifth thing is to execute that plan no matter what. Just keep going. Don't stop, and you will eventually get the results you want. You're going to tweak along the way. It's okay. You're going to adjust. But just continue to execute the plan until you get the results you want.
There's always bumps along the road. You're always going to face obstacles. That probably just makes you stronger.
Absolutely, it does. In anything.
It really does. And what I think is really cool is that you created a webinar series, which is really cool. It's a training series. So tell us a little bit about it and what people can learn from it.
Absolutely. This webinar training series is really all about my favorite strategy. It's the one that I've used to go from 0 to over $1 million online. And then I teach you how to actually use this strategy and expand yourself globally, how to use it on different social media platforms, and how to just do all types of different little funky things on search engines and social media networks and all this great stuff.
I'm ready. I love this idea. And so how can our viewers find out more and get involved?
Absolutely. Well, they can register for the free training at www.learnthesimplesteps.com/New Mexico.
Easy enough for me. I want to do what you do. I'm inspired. Thank you so much. It is so good to meet you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here. We'll be right back.